Good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen watching Dubai Live. I hope you're keeping safe. Today's video is about a topic I've been holding on for some time. Those who watched how to find a job in Dubai and United Arab Emirates, this topic was supposed to follow a week after. However, I kept it on hold as I tried to do more research so that I can give you a full package. Ladies and gentlemen, the topic is Top 12 Job Interview Tips in Dubai and United Arab Emirates. In Dubai, in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates in general, there are three situations that may require you to present yourself for a job interview. One of them is in case in your company there's an internal vacancy and you apply and be called to attend an interview. Or another company you applied to invites you for an interview, or you went for a walk-in interview. All these situations, the one who is more prepared may have high chances of winning the job. You may have more qualifications, you may have more experience, but if you're not prepared for the interview, your performance in the interview will let you win or lose. Once you have been invited for an interview, that means you qualify for the job. Your CV presents you as someone who qualifies for the job. Now, when you go for the interview, you have to prove to the interviewer that you are the best candidate out of however many may be attending the same interview. Most of the time, it won't be you alone for the job. There may be 2, 3, or however number that will be there for the same job. So, your job is to prove to the interviewer that you're the best among all of them. So, in this case, whoever performs best will take the job. I have lived and worked in Dubai for over 8 years. I shortly lived in Abu Dhabi for less than a year, so most of my experience is in Dubai. I have attended interviews, many interviews on both sides, as the interviewer and as a candidate. I have researched about tips to improve your chances of winning a job in the interview, and I've talked to many people in recruitment companies. I've talked to my friends who are working in HR departments in different companies. So I'm telling you all this to show you that the information you're getting from this video is credible. It's some information you can rely on. So if you're preparing for any interviews, or even if you don't have any interview coming soon, but you know at one time you'll need to go for an interview, this video is meant for you. Watch it to the end. You'll pick a point or two, if not all of them, but I believe all that is in this video is very, very important for anyone who knows that in future they'll have to go for an interview, for a job interview. So watch this video to the end, and if you have any points you want to add, you're free to put them in the comment box below. I won't tell you to subscribe, but I believe it's best for you to subscribe and you click the notification bell so that whenever I have a new video uploaded, you get to know. I want you to know that I have a new video uploaded. I have videos about adventure in Dubai. I have videos about how life is in Dubai, about careers, about many things. So click the notification for that. And if you watch this video and you like it, give me a thumbs up. That motivates me to keep giving you more content. I put time into research and preparing all this for you. The number one tip I'll start with is knowing the job and knowing the company. Knowing the job will mean look through the job description. What skills are they looking for? What experience are they looking for? What kind of roles and responsibilities will that person in that position do? This helps you prepare so that you align your CV, your past experience, with the current job interview you're going for. Apart from that, understand the company. Look at their website and find out their mission, a little bit about their history, how they came up to this position, how are they growing, where are they, what's their scope, how much is their coverage? Are they only in the United Arab Emirates? Are they in the whole of Africa? Are they international? So get to know some about the company. Know about their clients. Most of the companies will put their top clients on the website. So find out who are their big clients. Maybe somewhere you worked for one of their clients and you have some way of adding value to the company. It's not all about what you've done. It's also about what you can add to the company. So knowing about the company will help you align your CV, align your interview with the objectives of this position or this company. Another thing is finding out the location of the company or where you're going to go for the interviews. Sometimes the offices change, they relocate. So you may have the old address, and once you get there, they left like 1 year ago or even months ago. So it helps for you to know exactly where they're located. In case you got a phone call or an email, make sure you clearly know the location. A night before, try to find it out on Google so that you know how much time you need to get there. You don't waste time, go straight to the position. Tip number 2 is keep time. You cannot fail to keep time for a job interview. Once you know the location of the office, like in part 1, you know the time of the interview, prepare to get there early. If you get there on time, you're already late. I mean, be there 15 to 20 minutes early. What do you lose? Get there, be prepared, wait for the time for the interview. It doesn't help to go rushing into the interview, you go sweating. You lose nothing if you go there even an hour earlier. Just be there and be ready for the interview. So, keeping time is very, very important. This can be part of the interview itself. If the recruiter or the HR department is looking for someone who will keep time in this role, or the role requires someone to keep time and you get late, 10 minutes late, you're losing it from there. So you may go for the interview, the next phase, but you're already losing it. Sometimes you have so many people coming for the same interview. There are time slots. Maybe your time is 30 minutes for the interview. If you come 30 minutes late, your slot has been taken. You may not have a chance to do that interview. So before I close this topic, remember to keep time. Time is very, very, very important. My number 3 tip is branding yourself well. Brand yourself professionally. I mean, have a shave, have a haircut, dress well, dress smartly. It also helps if you found out about the company's dressing code on the website. This is a time for you to dress appropriately according to the company. If it's a fashion company, it may be requiring you to dress in a certain way. If it's a law company, law firm, maybe lawyers have a certain way of dressing. So dress appropriately according to the company you're going to interview for. Ladies, do the same. Dress appropriately. Jeans may not be appropriate. A suit may be, but it depends on the company. Like I said, some companies dressing so smart may not give you a job. Maybe it's a field work, and they expect you to get your hands in that. Dress appropriately. I'm not saying that dress in overalls like you're going on the site, but if it requires you to go on site to do a practical assessment, maybe come prepared with a second pair of clothes to change in. I know people who go for lifeguard interviews may need to go for the water test. Maybe come with your swimming costume prepared somewhere, but dress appropriately for the official interview, for the panel interview. Apart from that, if you're going to wear a perfume, make sure this perfume is not so sharp to cover the whole area. Just a modest perfume is enough. Again, I don't want you to go and smell like you've been in a gym for the whole day. So put on some perfume, but it should be a modest, like not so much of occupying the whole place. Wherever you pass, people will know that you passed here. Makeup should be limited, minimum makeup. Don't put too much. It doesn't help you on the job, unless it's a makeup company and you're going for a makeup artist job. Maybe it works that way. I don't know much about that, but my point is, brand yourself according to the job and according to the company. It may not be according to you unless you feel you want to keep that, but if it's smart, then keep that. But remember, it's very important to dress appropriately according to the company itself that you're going to interview for. So that's it about branding. Tip number 4, practice good nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication may range from how you walk. Do you walk slowly or do you walk fast? Do you walk like you have purpose? Walk with speed, with energy, with motivation. You show that you're motivated to work. Many companies have got cameras around their facilities. So from the time you come in, maybe they're watching you. This may be part of the interview itself. So the first impressions are very important in the way you walk, the way you sit when you're called and given a chance to sit. How do you sit? Do you sit leaning back or falling forward or slouching or with your back straight? Sit with your back straight. Keep eye contact. Like I'm doing now, I'm keeping eye contact with the lens, but I believe you can see that from your side that we are keeping eye contact. Do the same. Don't try to shy away. If you're a bit shy, yes, try to keep moving your eyes, but keep that eye contact as long as you can. There's a difference between keeping eye contact and staring. So avoid staring. Staring is also not good. Like if you're still in the reception and you start staring at people as they pass by, maybe someone is watching on the camera. So just know that Dubai and UAE, cameras are everywhere. that can be part of the interview. It can be a wrong impression. Try to be composed, walk straight, walk fast, not too fast, but like walk as if you have a purpose, as if you have a mission. Sit upright, keep that eye contact. At the moment, we can't do a handshake because of the current situation of the pandemic, but a handshake should be firm to show that you have some energy in you. But since you don't have the handshakes now, let's leave that out. Hugs cannot be done now, so leave that out. What you have is the walking, the sitting, the eye contact. Keep that as much as you can. That is non-verbal communication. Any signs, any gestures that are not appropriate can be avoided. Some gestures can mean something else in your country or in your community, but may mean something else in some other country. So try avoid gestures. A smile is very important. That's part of your body language. If you smile, you know that a smile is contagious. The more you smile, people will smile back. I believe some people are smiling now that when they see me smiling. Just try to keep that smile on as you go for the interviews, especially jobs that are related to meeting customers directly face to face. That smile is important. My number 5 tip is about listening. Listening is very, very important in communication. Communication, to be complete, involves listening and talking. So if you just talk and you want to listen, you will not answer the right questions. In case you haven't heard the question right, feel free to ask the interviewer, please, I didn't get the question right, please may you repeat it again one more time. They will repeat it for you. But if you're not listening, you will keep asking for them to repeat, which is also upsetting. So make sure you are attentive so that you listen to the question. And when you're answering, you'll be answering the question, not what you're imagining. You should answer the questions that you've been asked for in these particular interviews, and make sure it is aligning with the company so that you get the job that you are interviewing for. You don't want to answer the question before the interviewer completes it. That means you're not listening. You're answering before the interviewer completes it. That's wrong. So wait for the interviewer to complete the question, listen to it, understand it, then respond. Now, number 6, or the 6th point, is about the language. Use appropriate language. Do not use slangs. Slangs may be okay in a casual conversation, but if it's an interview, a professional job interview, avoid slangs. The slangs will not be very, very appropriate in case of an interview. Especially, it also depends on the job, but if you can avoid it at any cost, just avoid slangs. Use appropriate language. Use the words that are acceptable, that are known to be proper words in the language you're using. This doesn't mean only English, but whatever language you're interviewing in, slangs should be avoided. They are not professional. Still on the topic of appropriate language, avoid words in relation to ethnicity, race, religion, politics, sexuality. These are things that are a bit delicate. In case of an interview, you don't want your interview to end so early. You may offend one of the interviewers, and this will get you out of the door quickly before you even talk about yourself. They may not take you out immediately, but the interview may end so early before you even know. They may not tell you, but by mentioning a few words, maybe about politics, about sexuality, about race, may get you out of the interview. You lose nothing by just keeping your opinions to yourself. Point number 7, or tip number 7, is avoid talking too much. Give the interviewer enough information and relevant to the topic or to the job that you're interviewing for. The interviewer is not interested in your family and your problems or your story. They are interested in your professional story, not your personal story. So giving them all your background, all your problems and your challenges does not help in this case. They only want to know how is your professional history, your professional experience, your professional training related to the job. So giving them the details of how you went to school, how you suffered going to school, does not help. That's not what they need. Or the current situation, how you've suffered without a job for so long, does not help. Or maybe trying to talk much about the company because you did some research. It should not be if it's not relevant to the current position. So make sure you control what you say. Do not talk too much. It may not help you in any way. My 8th job interview tip is remain professional. Once you go for the interview, it's not a time to make friends. It's not time to start a relationship. So remain professional. From the time you come in to the time you sit for the interview, through answering the questions to the end, remain professional. You may know one of the interviewers personally, maybe you worked with them somewhere, or maybe you know them from home. This time it's professional. Don't try to show them or to show the other interviewers that you're so much related to the person that is interviewing you. This doesn't help you in any way. It's about the job and the skills you have for the job. So knowing one of the persons or the people in the interview panel may not give you a chance. It may instead let you down. So avoid getting so friendly or getting so casual. Remain professional. Stick to the job interview. Answer the questions that you're asked about, and then show them how your CV, how your personal experience, your professional experience relates to the job that you're interviewing for. The 9th job interview tip is about arrogance. I'll talk about arrogance. Arrogance is in between professionalism, confidence, and modesty. So you just have to strike a balance between being confident and being modest and being reserved. Do not show that you're overconfident. Once you get overconfident, you go and cross the boundary towards arrogance. So if you're confident, it's good to show that confidence, but do not overdo it. When you overdo it, you cross that boundary. It's just a thin line between overconfidence and then arrogance. On the other hand, it's not good to be so reserved. It's not good to be so modest. If you're too reserved, again, it doesn't send a good communication to the interviewers. So just have a balance between confidence. Just be professionally confident, and do not be so reserved, so quiet, so slow. Just have that balance. This is up to you. I don't know how I can explain this to you better, but I'll just tell you it's just between overconfidence and being reserved. Just have a balance. Don't show that you're too confident, because that it goes into arrogance. Many times people who are overconfident are thought to be arrogant. So this again may cross over to personalities. Some people will look at you as being arrogant, but some people will feel, yes, you're confident. So just strike that balance. Tip number 10 is very important for a job interview. Take care and make sure you answer the question that you asked. This is a very, very important opportunity for you to explain yourself, or to explain how you're relevant, how your experience and everything you've done over the years is relevant for the job that you're applying for or the job that you're interviewing for. So if you do not answer the question that you've been asked for, you're missing that very great opportunity. If, for example, someone is asking you to talk about yourself, they want you to relate your working experience, your qualifications with the current job, with the current skills required, with the current experience required, with the current role that is required. So you have to merge the two. Do not talk about your personal experience, your personal life. That is not important. That is yours. It's yours personal. Talk about your professional life. So it's very important to understand the question and answer the question that is asked. 11th job interview tip is avoid showing that you're so desperate for the job or for this job. Whether you have a job or not, it doesn't matter. You should never be so desperate. You should never show that you're so desperate for the job. You may be desperate to work, but you should not be desperate to get this job. If you show that to the interviewer, it may not get you a job, because they're not looking for people who are desperate to earn something. They're looking for people who are ready to work, people who are maybe desperate to serve, to do a job. But if you show them that you're desperate for this job, keep saying, please, 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 I need this job, or else I'm dead, my family, that won't get you the job. Try to be professional. If you're desperate to serve, yes, and you're smart, and you have the qualifications and skills, then you may get the job. But if you're desperate for the job, you may not even have the skills or the knowledge and the required abilities, you will not get the job. Showing them that you're desperate doesn't help in any way, unless you have the skills, you have the qualifications, you have the experience, and you're desperate to prove that to the world. Then you may have a job. In this, you can back it up with the research you've done, or with a project you can propose to the company and say that I have this proposal. I believe for this position I can do this. I can implement it and can get you this benefit, then that kind of desperate is relevant to the job. But if you're desperate to get just a job, don't show that. It's not going to help you. Let's go to the last tip. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the last tip for this presentation or for this video. However, if you have any tips that you feel I've missed out, you can put them in the description box. Other viewers will look at them and use them for the interviews. So the last tip is ask relevant questions. Many times at the end of the interviewer will ask you if you have any questions. Don't just ask questions because you have an opportunity to ask questions. And again, do not say I don't have any questions. That shows that you may not be so ready for the position, or you haven't done any research. While you do your research, in the beginning we talked about finding out about the job. Be prepared to ask some questions that have not been touched in the interview or that were not clarified in the interview. Questions like, how soon do you want the person to start in case they go through for the job? In case this wasn't mentioned in the beginning, it's an appropriate question. But if it was mentioned in the beginning and you ask it again, in this case, you show that you were not listening. And we talked about listening earlier. Another question you may ask is, when do I expect to get an update of my performance in this interview? That's a relevant question. Or, what is the next big project that is coming in? That may be relevant, but depending on the interview you're doing. So don't use that for any interview. It depends on the interview you're doing. Or maybe you didn't find out something on the website about the coverage and you want to know about it. Just ask, which areas are you covering? Are you in all of Dubai? But that should be only if it's not on the website. But if you did your research, you should be knowing that. So look for questions that will be relevant to the job or to the position that you're applying for, and don't be with no questions at all. It's not also good for you. It's not good for the interview. Now I have a bonus tip for you. My bonus tip is subscribe to this channel, because if you subscribe, you'll be getting more important topics, more important content for you, to help you in your career, to help you in your life if you're living in Dubai or planning to come to Dubai. And once you subscribe, click the notification bell, because I want you to know whenever I upload a new video. My videos will be about lifestyle, about adventure in Dubai and UAE, about some places that have never been advertised or you never see advertised on radio and TV or on the internet. That's why I need you to subscribe. And if you've watched to this end, that means you like the video. So give me a thumbs up and do that for all the videos that you watch. So thank you. See you in the next video coming very soon.